I am Dr. Sanjeev Gulati, Director Kidney Clinic as well as Nephrology and Kidney Transplant, Fortis Group of Hospitals, NCR. Today I will be sharing with you 7 myths regarding hypertension or high blood pressure. First, I am feeling okay, I cannot have high blood pressure. This is wrong because mild decrease of elevation in blood pressure or hypertension are totally asymptomatic. It is only when you have very high blood pressure you get headaches, you get blurring of vision. So the only way you can be sure that you are not having hypertension is by actually measuring it. And it should be done in a resting stage and without consuming any beverages like tea, coffee or alcohol. Second, children cannot have high blood pressure. There is no point in measuring it. This is absolutely untrue. High blood pressure can occur even in newborn right up till adolescence. So therefore the standard guidelines are to measure blood pressure at least once after the baby is born, second at the time of school entry, third at the time of school exit, and in between if there are any other risk factors. It has been seen over the last 2 decades that the incidence of high blood pressure in children has increased tenfold, and this is mainly due to weight gain, and which is also linked to consumption of a lot of junk food. So children also should have their blood pressure measurements done. It is actually more difficult because one, you require the child to be absolutely quiet. Second, you require an appropriate cuff size. There is a separate video on this. For different age groups in children, you require different blood pressure cuffs. Third, there is no relation between blood pressure and kidney. I need to see a cardiologist if I have high blood pressure. Kidney actually plays the central role in regulating blood pressure. It has been shown that in patients who have so-called essential hypertension, it is there is a fault in the kidney whereby it leaks less amount of sodium. So you retain more sodium, you develop high blood pressure. So the earliest changes are in the kidney, and heart is an organ which is affected by high blood pressure. The other organs that are affected by high blood pressure are also the kidneys as well as the brain. But the root cause, and especially in children and adults under 30 years of age, majority of them will have an underlying kidney disease if they have been diagnosed to have hypertension. Second, in long-standing hypertensive patients, the kidneys get damaged. In fact, hypertension is among the top 3 causes of chronic kidney disease. So high blood pressure and kidneys are very closely connected, and make sure that you get your kidney function checked and also see a nephrologist. Fourth, home monitoring of blood pressure is very difficult, it is inaccurate, it is tedious, and I always depend on my doctors to measure my blood pressure. This is not right because home blood pressure monitoring in several studies has been shown as an excellent tool to ensure that your blood pressures are under good control. In fact, it serves as a complement to office measurements of blood pressure. Not only that, there is an entity called white coat hypertension. These are a subgroup of patients whose blood pressures are high when they go to the doctor's clinic, but when you measure them at home, they are normal. So if you just depended on office measurements, you would unnecessarily be subjecting these people to blood pressure medications. So you need to have both, and especially for optimization, for adjustment of blood pressure medications, several studies have shown that home blood pressure recordings are far better than your clinic blood pressure recordings. Fifth, Himalayan pink salt is best for hypertensive patients, or some people think that sea salt is best because these are expensive salts. This is absolutely untrue. The sodium content of either the Himalayan pink salt or the sea salt is more or less like the common table iodized salt. So the best salt for a hypertensive patient is the low sodium substitute, which contains sodium chloride and potassium chloride. It comes by the name of Tata Light in India, Luna, and different names in other countries. But if you have got high blood pressure and you've got normal kidney function, this is the best salt for you to take, and it actually improves the efficacy of some of our antihypertensive agents, and also it reduces protein leakage also. Sixth, high blood pressure runs in my family. There's nothing I can do about it. Well, if it's running in your family, I think you can need to be extra cautious. And several studies have shown that if you are able to reduce your salt intake, if you are able to reduce your weight, you may actually be able to stop antihypertensive therapies, or at least reduce the requirement of your blood pressure control, or reduce your tendency to become hypertensive in the future. So make sure you follow a healthy lifestyle, do regular exercise, yoga, and stay away from smoking. And I'm sure a significant number of you who have family history of hypertension may not require antihypertensive medications. Seventh and the last, my blood pressure is now under good control. I can now stop all antihypertensive therapy. This is wrong. The blood pressure is controlled because of medications. The decision to both start as well as stop antihypertensive medication should always be taken by a doctor, or at least it should be taken in conjunction with a doctor. The only time we tell a patient that you have the liberty to stop antihypertensive therapy is that if you are feeling dizzy and you are having low blood pressures which are less than 100 millimeters, then you can temporarily stop and consult your doctor about the stoppage of therapy. But please do not stop blood pressure medications, because, as I said, high blood pressure is a major cause of damage to your heart, to your kidneys, and to your brain. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Kidney Clinic. Thank you.